Why is it that people have to suffer? Why is it that some people can't eat? Why is it that some people don't have homes? Why is it that some people can work all the hours possible in a week and still not have enough to maintain their families? My name is Manolo De Los Santos, and I'm from the Caribbean. I'm originally born on the island of Dominican Republic, but have lived and worked for many years in Cuba. Growing up only in the Dominican Republic, but also in the ghettos of New York City, in the South Bronx, you saw so much going around you, so much suffering, so much pain, but there was always a bigger question about why is it that people have to suffer? Why is it that some people can't eat? Why is it that some people don't have homes? Why is it that some people can work all the hours possible in a week and still not have enough to maintain their families? Ultimately, I found answers in other places that said to me that the only way possible for humanity to become better is to struggle. The US declared victory and the end of history.
The end of history refers to kind of liberal democracy and technologically driven capitalism that we have today. Will be the last civilization that mankind will achieve. Liberal democracy comes much closer to fitting human nature in that sense than virtually any type of prior form of government or political organization or social organization.
Yet at the same time, I saw, as I was growing up, the resistance and the struggle of many people around me who refused to accept that history had ended. For them, history had never ended. Capitalism continued to express itself in the most abhorrent and actually most oppressive and exploitative ways. Capitalism, much more than ever before, bases itself on the exclusion of millions and millions of people, particularly young people. I mean, for young people living in North America, even in the belly of the beast, even at the center of global capital, life is becoming extremely difficult. You can have a university degree and not be guaranteed a job, not be guaranteed a home, not be guaranteed the right to live. I mean, when you look at Africa, for example, the continent that has the highest number of young people on the planet, what can capitalism say to them? Where do we see capitalism working well? In the Congo? In Haiti? In Guatemala? In Lesotho? Where does capitalism work well for the hundreds of millions of young people who want to live a better life? Why must war and violence be imposed on the people of the global south so that some may keep their apartments warm in New York City? Why? I think that why is ultimately why I have a strong faith and a strong decision to fight for socialism. Because ultimately, only a socialist society, only a project towards socialism can ultimately change and transform the realities in we live in. And I think that is precisely where the vision starts for what our new world could look like. That we need a system that meets the basic needs of humanity. I think a lot of people in the world imagine, partly during the pandemic, that somehow this level of chaos and death that took over the world, in which millions of people around the world died because of lack of healthcare systems, bad management of the crisis by many of the countries in the West, the chattering of the American dream for many people. There was an expectation or hope that somehow out of this crisis, many more people or many countries around the world would realize that something had to be done differently. Sadly, the crisis has only grown deeper. And I think that what it has demonstrated for many more people, though, is that there needs to be a unity, not just of those who call themselves socialists or those who call themselves communists, or even those who call themselves anti-imperialists. All those who want to fight for a better world that includes the possibility of everyone being able to live out their future in dignity, that includes not just dignity for human beings, but dignity for the planet itself. One photo that comes to mind for me always, is particularly on days like today, is a photo of Ernesto Che Guevara, a commander of the Cuban Revolution, on a visit to China, I believe in 1964, with a group of school children dancing around. For me, it's like a moment of happiness. It's a moment that reminds me of the bonds that bring together the people of Cuba and China and the global South together, of the moment when our smiles were also a weapon against US imperialism.